The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the participants and do not reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
BronxNet. Your voice, your views, your vision.
Hola, everyone. Welcome to Open Friday, the one and only talk show bringing the best of the Bronx, New York, and the world straight to you. I'm Reina Valentin, your host of Café con Leche every Friday morning. Let's take a look at today's show. First up, our open weekend preview has some family fun activities to enjoy during the Easter weekend. Then we visit with the talent behind Welcome to Arroyo's hip-hop theatrical production. And then from the page to the stage, we have author and performer Michelle Carlo joining us to talk about Fish Out of Agua. The Sports Roundup with Bobby C keeps us up to date with the latest in sports news. Then we take a sneak peek of Darren Jaime's interview with concert pianist Karen Pogosian in the newest episode of Open World. And finally, poet and rapper Angel Rodriguez graces the stage in our Open Artist Spotlight. All that and much more is coming your way because now we are officially open. Hello and welcome to Open. I'm Reina Valentin, your host of Café con Leche. For the next hour, we invite you always to get social with us online and tweet us at Open BronxNet Television. And you know, while you're there, don't forget to follow me on FB and Twitter at Reina Valentin. We got some ticket giveaways going on right now, so make sure you hit us up on Facebook and Twitter. All right, and now it's time to share some fun family fun events to do and in this week's Open Weekend Preview. First up is a printmaking workshop with Laura Alvarez. Be part of Laura's imaginary world of color, fantastic creatures, and fun characters. Using watercolor, block print, acrylics, and ink, she recycles anything possible and transforms it into art. And guess what? She's going to teach you how to do the same. That's happening this Saturday, April 19th from 12:30 to 3 at the Huntington Library, located at 9 Westchester Square in the Bronx. And you can call 718-829-7770, or you can visit huntingtonfreelibrary.org/events. And next we have Family Affairs celebrating 100 years of spring in the Bronx. Celebrate the 100th anniversary of the borough with the Bronx Museum this spring. Enjoy an afternoon filled with art-making activities for the family. Once again, free for children under 12 and under with parent or guardian. That is also happening this Saturday, April 19th, between 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. at the Bronx Museum of Arts, which is located at 1040 Grand Concourse in the Bronx. And for more information, you can call 718-681-6000, or you can visit bronxmuseum.org. And finally, the Lehman Center for the Performing Arts presents the legendary B.B. King. Join the celebration and enjoy the unmistakable sound of the 15 Grammy Award-winning Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee, the King of Blues himself, B.B. King. Once again, that's this Saturday, April 19th at 8 p.m. And for tickets and info, you can call 718-960-8833, or you can visit lehmancenter.org. And that is what we have for you to hop along during this Easter weekend. And we go, and as we groove to the beats, let's do a little check-in with resident DJ, Vince Bracey in the house. Wickle, wickle. What's up, DJ?
Rena Valentine.
Hello, here we are on Good Friday, working.
Happy Good Friday.
Happy Good Friday, and it's a Good Friday thus far. Kind of, sort of, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
We've only been, like, shaking a little bit.
Had a little technical difficulties, if you want to call it.
Well, it's just interesting to start your day at the top of your day doing a fire alarm here in the studio.
It was kind of scary, but at least we're alert.
Yeah, you're right, and we followed protocol. But all that to say that we're here enjoying this somewhat maybe spring weather.
Yeah,
I'm only saying that because
we're getting there, but it's kind of messing with us a little bit. It was like 70 one day, then it was snowing the next day. I'm scared. I don't know what's happening.
Well, I'll tell you this much. I absolutely refuse to pull out my coat. I refuse. I'm serious. I know it's been cold, but I was like, I am not taking that thing out. I am totally, I am affirming that the spring is going to be here. I was so sad for the flowers that started blossoming.
Yeah, me too.
They started blossoming and then they got snowed on.
Yeah, it was kind of bad.
I will say though, I was a little blessed and grateful that it was decent weather when I did my 10K, which I don't know if you know.
Yes, congratulations.
I actually completed a 10K.
Congratulations again, yes.
Thank you, Vince. Thank you.
Yay, Farina, yay.
Thank you. I appreciate that, everyone in the studio. Thank you.
That was the
Van Cortlandt Track Club 10K Urban Environmental Challenge.
Okay.
And boy, was it a challenge.
I saw some pictures. You had to like go uphill. There was like some treks and dirt and stuff like that you had to do.
Yeah, thanks for prepping me. First of all, I want to say I'm really impressed with myself that I was able to complete the task at 1:39:30. So
wow.
I just want to shout myself out. Woo! Wow, there I am running, getting to the finish line. Woo! Oh, okay. So look, while we're looking at these images, there's the trails, the actual trails within Van Cortlandt Park, which, by the way, is a beautiful park. However, the entire race was not just on the trails. They had these sections in which you had to follow the orange flag that was off course, and in these like really secluded, scary, inclined, slippery, dangerous trails. I kind of felt a little bit like I was in the Hunger Games. Look, there's me, and there's Frank Reyes following me with the camera. He trooped it out with me.
Through the woods.
Through the woods, over logs, slipping and sliding on the inclines of slippery leaves, and there was a part of me that was in turmoil because the inner dialogue was that, I'm not jogging this whole process, but the truth is that there were certain areas within the course that I was unable to jog because my body didn't have the memory of, pretty much running at a real down incline.
Yeah,
I mean, never mind the
that
up.
looked kind of crazy at some points, but you made it through it. That was on point. That was awesome.
I did. I completed it, and I'm really excited about that, and I'm really psyched because I'm definitely on my way to psychologically preparing myself for the New York City Marathon.
Rena gets lean.
Yes, thank you.
Love it.
Thank you, Vince. Thank you. Vince Bracey in the house, everyone. Woo! All right, we have to take a quick break, but before we go, open host Darren Jaime sat down with concert pianist Karen Pokosyan, I hope I'm saying that right, and here's a sneak peek of our Open World.
And hello and welcome to this edition of Open World. I'm your host Darren Jaime, and today we have joining us classical pianist Karen Pokosyan. Described as extraordinary and larger than life, Karen made her orchestral debut at 14 years old. At the age of 23, a solo debut at Carnegie Hall. She began her studies in her native Armenia and received her graduate degree from the Manhattan School of Music, where she is currently teaching. We start off Open World with a performance, Fire Dance, by Manuel de Falla.
Wow, and welcome back to the studio here on Open Friday. What you just saw was a preview of Open World with concert pianist Karine Pogosyan. I hope I said it right. And for more on Open World and the interview, you can log on to bronxnet.org. And so, what do you get when you create a Greek chorus with two hip-hop DJs unraveling a Lower East Side story while being performed live on stage? Sounds like a welcome to Arroyos. And here to share the process of presenting the full-length production by Pulitzer Prize finalist Christopher Diaz is, Christoph Diaz's Welcome to Arroyos is the actual show. Director, no, we don't have the director. Actor Ojedili, I hope I said that right, Ojedili Paloma, and actress Barbara Santiago. Did I say that right, Ojedili?
Yeah, Ojedele.
Ojedele, but we can just call you OJ for short, right?
Yeah, whatever's easier.
That's what you said to me earlier,
Yeah,
but I really wanted to, attempt the correct pronunciation
It's
of your name. It's a beautiful name.
Definitely.
Thank you both for being here with us today.
Thank you for having us.
Yes,
Absolutely.
definitely.
So, did I give a little taste of what Welcome to Arroyos is?
Yeah, definitely. It's just basically the DJs are just that outer element that really drives the whole play. They're really controlling all the action, and then they stop the scenes in the play and they start it, and then they're really like controlling everything that goes on.
It sounds funky. It sounds really funky. Like I got the visual. I've seen some previews where they're like, it's almost like they're master mixing scenarios of real life, and they're controlling it on the turntables per se. Mm-hmm. And then there's scenes that are brought in and then brought back, and kind of like a remix, right?
Definitely.
Absolutely.
So, Barbara, who do you play in the show?
Well, I'm playing Lely Santiago. She is a former neighborhood misfit and college student who is researching the origins of hip-hop culture and with the efforts to resolve her struggles with her cultural identity.
And this is all based in the Lower East Side.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right, so who wants to give me a synopsis of what the show is about? Would you like to do that, OJ?
Well, basically, the whole play is centered around the main character, Alejandro Arroyo, who has this bar in the Lower East Side, and he's basically, the bar used to be a bodega that was owned by his mother. And in the setting of the play, about 2 weeks before the setting of the play happened, his mother passed, and then in place of the bodega, they tore it down and they built up the bar. So basically, the overall theme of the play is him trying to figure out ways to get, more customers into Arroyos. And, he has no idea how to do that. And then, Lely comes along and she's trying to crack the mystery of Raina Ray, who is believed to be Alejandro's mother.
Okay.
So basically,
It sounds like an arroyo.
yeah.
So basically, this play has 3 plot lines. Alejandro struggles to try to keep his business afloat and bring new customers. And then it's Amalia Arroyo, Alejandro's little sister, who is coping with the loss and passing of his mother while she's practicing and protecting her graffiti art. And then there's Lely, who is doing everything that she can to get close to this family for scholarly purposes and trying to find out if really Raina Ray is Alejandro's mother, which she highly suspects.
So the style of it, I mentioned that this play is actually a Pulitzer Prize finalist, Christopher's Diaz piece, and Rashid, who is your director.
Yes.
This is his first full production being directed. So I'm just curious if you guys know why this particular production was chosen.
OJ, you have it.
Well, I mean, Abe is like, he's really into the whole hip hop culture. He's really down with that. So I think, it was kind of, when choosing a play to direct for his first time, I think it was probably right up his alley to choose something like this. I think just because of his connection with the culture and, his love for hip hop, I think that was the reason why he might have chose this play.
Yeah. Well, also, we're in the Bronx, the birth of
definitely,
hip hop,
hip-hop.
and also it's a language within itself. It's a culture. It's a movement, and I really dig the style of the show. Now, how is it going to be staged? Because what I saw online was it was actually the audience was surrounded around the actual show. How is this being staged? Because this is going to be a Hostos Repertory Theater.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Is it still being staged as the actual place of? Is that the actual bar?
So the way the set is designed, there's going to be the lounge, and portion of the stage there will be the apartment where the Arroyos live, and then there's going to be another portion on the stage where it will portray the street and the police department.
The police station, yeah.
And the
Yes.
police station, right?
Mm-hmm.
So. This play actually talks, as we already discussed, the language of hip hop, and I just wondered, hip hop. What does it mean to you? And I believe we discussed a little earlier some elements that represent hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
Are those elements included in this show?
Yeah, definitely. All of the elements really take a role in some form in this play. We have an opening dance scene with with the break dancing. We have the DJs, of course, rapping and DJing and whatnot. And then we have the graffiti. Molly, she's a graffiti artist, so that's her part. And I mean, what's the fourth one? Am I forgetting?
There's
one?
4 elements, right?
Yes.
4 elements of hip hop. You want to
Yeah.
name them, Barbara?
Well, it's so it's emceeing or rapping. It's
MCing or rapping.
DJing. Graffiti art or street art.
Graffiti art.
And there's the break dancing.
Breakdancing, and then.
And all these 4 elements will be combined, and they will move along as the play unfolds.
Definitely.
All right. And so, how many characters are in the entire play?
6.
6. And the play actually goes because it's like a central location. It actually taps into different lifestyles, and just everybody coming together to this one destination.
Definitely,
Yes.
yeah. I mean, that's pretty much the way the play is configured. It's like throughout the play, there's a whole process that brings all of these characters together, to one place at the end where they finally all come in at the bar. Like, for example, like the unique thing about her in our role, I play Officer Derek. He's a recent transplant from Boston. He's a rookie cop, new to New York, and he's just trying to make it here and survive and prove himself in
You
here.
so have that demeanor.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Very passionate about law and order.
I totally get it. Yeah, go ahead.
So basically, you know, in his part of the play, you know, his first time meeting Molly, you know, they fall in love, and then there's this whole, you know, thing going on between them, and you know, going back to what I was saying about our roles in the play, we're actually our roles are basically the things that change, you know, both Alejandro and Molly, you know, respectively. You know,
Yes.
our entry into their lives is what changes them throughout the play.
Nice. So there's a whole growth process that happens, and it happens through the language of hip hop with the elements of hip hop in an urban setting.
Definitely.
I got it, right? Okay, so just before we go, just because I'm a thespian, I love theater. And for those who are maybe intimidated or maybe are not really familiar with theater and the importance of it and how it actually feeds our culture, what would you say to someone that's watching right now to invite them to come see Welcome to Arroyos?
Well, first of all, theater has always been a medium to me, particularly therapeutic. It's been a therapeutic element for me, so it allows me to express myself, and it allows me to feel free and be myself. So if anyone feel that they need to express themselves and explore themselves, I think theater will be a perfect medium to explore that.
Right, and to experience.
Exactly.
Because it's like you're part of that, especially
Very
when it's
much.
live. Yes.
Yes.
So before we go, would you share with us the running dates?
Yes, so the play is going to be, opening night is the 24th, so the shows are the 24th and the 25th, both at 7 p.m., the 30th at 2 p.m., and on the 1st of May, it's a matinee with one show at 12:30 and another one at 7.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for being here with us, and congratulations, and good luck on your opening night.
Thank you
Thanks,
very much.
OJ, Barbara. All right, and once again, don't forget, Welcome to Arroyos opens April 24th and runs through May 1st at Hostos Repertory Theater, located at 450 Grant Concourse. And for more information and dates, you can visit hostos.cuny.edu/culturearts. We do have to take a quick break, but there's more open when we return.
Hands can do incredible things. Now they can even help save a life with hands-only CPR. If you see an adult suddenly collapse, just call 911, then push hard and fast in the center of the chest until help arrives. Learn more at handsonlycpr.org.
G-Morning, sunshine. Wakey, wakey. Text me. Are your parents home later? We can hang. LUV, love you. JK. Holla back. Holla back. Holla back.
Are you with your friends? That's lame.
We're in a huge fight right now. XO.
What'd you dream about?
Something I
Me?
did. Are you on your way to the
I'm
mall?
lonely.
Nude pics. Send me some. Text me.
I'm lucky. Let me help you with that. I get to do something I love. It has nothing to do with touchdowns or titles. Everybody bring it in. I get to play a part in the life of someone just starting out. How many of you think homework is just as important as teamwork? I help keep kids in school. Good. And that's the name of the game. My name is LaDainian Thomason. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer. Live United.
Hello and welcome back to Open. Well, you know, feeling out of place is, it's a feeling that is well known, and many of us know what that feels like. And our next guest has actually taken those feelings and transcribed them to the page and later to the stage. Joining us to talk about her memoir turned play called Fish Out of Agua is Michelle Carlo. Welcome back, Michelle.
Oh, Rena, hi. It's such a pleasure to be back here with everybody at BronxNet. Hello, Bronx. Hi, Mom.
Thank you for being here, and congratulations on your journey. I mean, your journey from just starting off with written pieces, monologues, and then turning it into this fabulous book that's doing so well, Fish Out of Agua. We've had you on from your actual first publishing, and now you're actually taking that book and you're going back to the stage with it.
Yes, it's been an incredible journey because Fish Out of Agua began from stories that I used to tell at the Moth and on stage at various open mics, and then just turning it into a solo show just seemed to be the most logical incarnation. And the best thing about this is I got to be part of what's called the One Festival. It's a solo performance festival here in New York City that's both basically Latino oriented, and it's run by a wonderful director and producer named Veronica Caicedo, with whom I had the pleasure to work with back in the 20th century when I was first trying to develop my first baby steps on the stage, as you well know, because we have history together. Back in the 20th century.
I thought that was diplomatic.
Yeah,
that was very diplomatic. She said, back in the 20th century.
But,
if you guys are listening, you got what she said.
But the One Festival is happening in New York at the East 4th Street Theater, 83 East 4th Street between 2nd Avenue and Bowery, and it's going on for an entire week. It opens I think on the 23rd.
Let's give a little breakdown of the One Festival since because we actually had Omar Perez do a little excerpt of his work, and he's also part of the One Festival. And so just because we're mentioning it again, and it's actually going to open now, as we've reached the opening dates, just break it down on what people will experience when they go to the One Festival, because it's not just one person that they're seeing. They're seeing one person shows, but there's various one person shows.
Yes, I'm not sure exactly how many, and not everyone's Latino. It's mostly Latino, but and it was founded by Veronica Caicedo. And I have to give one shout out. The fabulous Ruthie Otero is in it also. She's doing her show Dancing with Her Demons.
Dancing with Her Demons. Oh my gosh.
On the same night.
Oh my God. I feel like we're so dating ourselves.
I know. but here's the delicious irony of this. Ruthie Otero and I did our first solo shows together with Veronica Caicedo as the director almost exactly 15 years to the week that we are going to be together again on stage on Wednesday, April the 23rd.
Are you serious?
I am serious. And Veronica is the founder. Almost. Not exactly. No exactamente, but mira, close enough. Close enough.
Right. Wow.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
And she came in from California to do this.
Yes, I believe she's relocating, and I wish she could be here today. But Ruthie, if you're seeing this, hi Ruthie, happy birthday! It's her birthday today.
Oh, well, happy birthday, Ruthie!
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Ruthie!
So anyway, the One Festival is there were hour-long shows, and there were 30-minute shows. I'm presenting an excerpt because Fish Out of Agua is still a work in progress for me. So I'm going to be doing 30-minute piece that's the beginning of the show. And the unique thing about the One Festival is there's a winner. Like, there can be only one, like Highlander. So the show that gets the most votes will win a cash prize.
You know, I that is so cool, but what I really enjoy about this concept of the One Festival is that it actually invites people to come and view one-person shows, and also it encourages people who are out there trying to design their own shows to take the plunge and just actually mount it on stage. Because I don't know if people know what it takes to actually mount a show.
It's hard. I mean, if it was easy, everybody would do it. Think about it. And it's a celebration of solo work, but it's also a great platform for Latino artists to come and develop their voices, because that's something that's been underserved. When you look at most of the celebrated monologuists and solo performers, besides John Leguizamo, there's not much that people know about, and this is just a great way for people to develop their work and get their voice out there, and who knows where it can take you, because you never know what's going to happen. Anytime that you come on stage, it's like a miracle from the universe. You're giving the gift back, and you never know what you're getting back in return.
What a beautiful way to say it and present it. Yes, because it's a give and take. It's a give and take. And so in Fish Out of Agua, do you play a couple of characters?
Yes, I do characters from my life.
Right.
The excerpt that I'm presenting at the One Festival is like from when I was a child up until when I get into the School of Visual Arts, and there's my dad, my Titi Ophelia, various characters from the schoolyards and stuff from where I grew up. And basically it's like my journey. I mean, I grew up in the top floor tenement walk-up in the Bronx by Westchester Square, and it's like, you know, most people leave their hometowns and come to New York City because they think it's the only place they could pursue their dreams. But what if you're already from New York City? where do you go to pursue yours?
Right.
How do you run away from home?
Right.
When you already are home.
Right.
And that's what I explore, how a girl from a top floor tenement walk up in the Bronx who dared to dream of being an artist, how do you realize that when that's where you're from? How do you get there? Just another redheaded Puerto Rican from the Bronx. That's me.
That's just another redheaded Puerto Rican from the Bronx. We got a ginger. So I understand that you're actually going to give us a little taste.
Yes, I'm going to give you a little snippet from the beginning of it. That hopefully it'll get some of you. Come on out to the one. Go to Manhattan. It's all right. Nothing bad happens when you go downtown.
All right, awesome, Michelle Carlo. All right, so here's what's going to happen, people. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, Michelle Carlo will be performing an excerpt from her one-person show, Fish Out of Agua. So stay tuned.
Underneath everything we are, underneath everything we do, we are all people, connected, interdependent, united. And when we reach out a hand to one, we can influence the condition of all. That's what it means to live united.
Hello and welcome back to Open, and now a performance from Michelle Carlo's new play, Fish Out of Agua.
So, you want to know about my New York? Phones were in the kitchen, water came from faucets. Iced coffee? That was when you left your cup on the fire escape. Bad neighborhoods were bad neighborhoods. Times Square was the place you stayed away from. There was no Park Slope South or Williamsburg East or Harlem Light. The D in Avenue D, that stood for death and drugs. In my New York, we had junkies and bums and drunks, graffiti and garbage and punks. I mean real punks, like the Ramones. They were from Forest Hills. And if you knew how growing up in a neighborhood like Bensonhurst or Canarsie or Parkchester or Tottenville or Washington Heights, if you only knew how it could be just as limiting, just as suffocating, just as dead-end and provincial as where you came from, then you would know why we New Yorkers have to get out too. You ever see one of those little old-time zoos with the tiny metal cages where the animals pace back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and their vision is restricted to what they can see behind those narrow bars? Well, that's what it was like for me whenever I looked past the fire escape outside my bedroom window in the top floor tenement walk-up in the Bronx where I grew up. Thank you. The One Festival. Go to onefestival.com, www.michellecarlo.com, and my shows are Wednesday, April 23rd at 8 p.m. and Saturday, April 26th at 2 p.m. Matinee.
Woo, we love that. Very nice. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We love Michelle Carlo. Woo, once again, for more Michelle Carlo and her play, Fish Out of Agua, go to michellecarlo.com or visit theonefestivalnyc.com. Don't go anywhere. The Sports Roundup with Bobby C is next.
I got lipstick on you.
Welcome home, man.
This was me. And Mom and Dad. And my big brother Alex. And Jack. This was the day that I learned that sandals get their name from sand. And that the ocean is bigger than all of us. This was the day we all got to forget that I was sick. This was my wish.
We begin on the ice where the postseason is here. The New York Rangers, a serious sleeper to win the Stanley Cup, started their quest for Lord Stanley Thursday night at the world's most famous arena. A reunited rivalry between New York and Philadelphia is underway, and the Broadway Blue Shirts struck first blood in the series, taking Game 1 4-1 behind a third-period explosion. Special teams, a goal and 2 assists from Brad Richards, and the Rangers are up 1-0. In a series that will resume on Easter Sunday at the Garden. Puck drops at noon. The NBA playoffs are also upon us. The Brooklyn Nets will move forward, while the Knicks, despite a late-season surge that included a victory over the Nets and Toronto in their final 2 regular season games, will sit this one out. Meanwhile, the Nets, who dropped their last 2 games, including a road matchup in Cleveland, fell in the standings and thusly will no longer match up with Chicago, but rather Toronto. The Nets open that first-round series tomorrow afternoon in Canada. Game 2 will be Tuesday in Toronto, and then the series shifts back to the BK next Friday for Game 3. Playoff hockey, playoff basketball, and plenty of baseball here in the Big Apple. The Yankees are starting to sizzle here in April. The Bronx Bombers took 3 of 4 from the reigning champion Boston Red Sox over the weekend, including a 3-2 win on Sunday Night Baseball that included some more pop from Carlos Beltran and his first appearance at first base. We go inside the locker room for more.
Season, but these are always big games between the two teams.
It's good to win 3 out of 4 because that's the team that we're supposed to be, because they are the champion and they are in the same division. So I think we play great last 4 games, and I hope that we can keep playing like we play right now.
Well, you know what? We have to do what it takes to go out there and put ourselves in a position to try to help the team win ball games. That's what we're here for. So thanks God today we have a great outing by Nova. We were able to put some runs in the board, and the bullpen came in and actually shut the door for them.
Yeah. So, Carlos sometimes batting clean out, sometimes batting second. So it's good that he got a versatility in the lineup. So
some adjustments, but the lineup looks really sharp, especially with you in the cleanup spot.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. He got to make the lineup, I think, the best lineup for the game every day. So, and it's good that he can have a team, a player that he can move it around, so in the spot, in the lineup. So, but you know what he's doing, and I think he want to keep everybody happy.
An off-day Monday and a postponed matchup with the Chicago Cubs followed on Tuesday thanks to some heavy rains. But the inclement weather on Jackie Robinson Day only put the Yankees' win streak on hold. The Yanks swept the Cubs in a day-night twin bill Wednesday, starting with another strong start for Masahiro Tanaka, who now has 28 strikeouts through 3 starts, 28 Ks in 22 innings. Not too shabby. Maybe Tanaka is rubbing off on ACC Sabathia. The lefty returned to form Thursday night in Tampa Bay and finally looked like an ace this season. The Bombers reeled off their 5th straight win in the Sunshine State, topping the Rays 10-2. Sabathia looked sharp on the hill, and the Pinstripers even turned a rare triple play, going around the horn on a shift that was capped by a nice scoop by Scott Sizemore, who was playing his first game at first base. Mark Teixeira should be back soon for the Yankees, but manager Joe Girardi has done a nice job tabbing players to fill in his absence. If you were keeping score at home, that triple play went Yangervis Solarte at third to Brian Roberts at second to Sizemore at first. The Bombers have 3 more in Tampa before heading to Boston for a midweek series against the Red Sox next week. The Amazons are red hot too these days. The New York Mets have won 5 of 7, including a 3-game road sweep of Arizona behind captain David Wright, who is on a hit streak, and a solid pitching performance from Dylan G. The Mets defeated the D-backs 5-2 Wednesday. They had an off day and a travel day on Thursday and will be home this weekend to face Atlanta at Citi Field. Tonight is the first game of a 10-game homestand for the streaking Amazons. Time for some quick hitters from around the world of sports. Let's begin here in the Big Apple. Shift back to the NBA. Zen master Phil Jackson made his first front office move for the Knicks, signing former Lakers standout Lamar Odom for the rest of the season, which consisted of 1 game. The Knicks are taking a chance on Odom, who was a star in Jackson's championship triangle in Los Angeles. The veteran could be a playmaker for the team next year or used in a trade, a minor move for Jackson that could pay huge dividends either way. Lakers center Pau Gasol is reportedly reportedly open to rejoining Jackson. Gasol has been rumored on the move for a while from LA, but is no longer the player he once was either. From all reports, Knicks star Carmelo Anthony will test the free agency waters. He told reporters this week that he wants to win a championship. The Knicks can offer Anthony a 5-year contract worth $129 million. If he signs with another team, he gets $95 million over 4 years, a max deal. If Melo returns, he will likely be playing for a new skipper. Mike Woodson, according to other reports, likely won't survive as the head coach of the Orange and Blue. Steve Kerr, a Jackson disciple, is waiting in the wings and will likely be called upon by the Zen Master to lead the Knicks next season. Kerr was a key reserve on Jackson's championship teams in Chicago. To the gridiron, where the New York Jets continue to revamp their offense and take some risks that may also be high reward. Gang Green signed former star Chris Johnson Wednesday. The 28-year-old running back said his surgically repaired knee is improving, but it is unclear if he will be available for the Jets' off-season program. Johnson spent his entire career in Tennessee. Injuries have slowed up a player that in his second year won the NFL rushing title with 2,006 yards, only the 7th player to break the 2,000-yard mark. I'm sure the Jets will sign up for even half that, pairing him with either second-year QB Geno Smith or signed free agent signal caller Michael Vick. The Jets' neighbor at MetLife also made a move this week. The Giants signed Josh Freeman to back up the banged-up Eli Manning. Freeman, like Johnson, was once considered an emerging star in the NFL. He was released from Tampa last year and played one game for Minnesota against the G-Men in Week 7. He should be a strong insurance policy in case injuries prevent Manning from getting in the game. The sports story of the month from around the country belongs to UConn, who swept the college basketball titles. The men and women won the championships and are the toast of the town. A perfect season for the UConn women. Congrats to UConn on sweeping March Madness. Those are the headlines. We hit the C-list to pay tribute to an old friend. It's no secret that life is often more difficult than it probably should be, especially in today's world. I think we've all had our bad days, but hopefully stories like this put things into better perspective when it comes to letting things roll off your back. Newsday sports writer Marcus Henry passed away recently at the very young age of 41. Henry, who was affectionately known as Mo, was a staple in the press box and a friend that would often swap stories and opinions. We like to tease each other about how bad the Knicks are and about the dream of the day when we might be able to sit courtside to see them win a championship. Henry was a leader, devout in his faith, and all about community service. There were many who knew him better than I, but there were plenty of things that Marcus passed along to colleagues like myself in the press box, and I do believe they are good words of wisdom to pass on to others. The two most important would have to be smiling and honestly, and a lesson in just being nice. Mo always took the time for a chat, even if he didn't have the time to chat. Don't sweat the small stuff, or at least try your best not to. A lesson I know Marcus was teaching us, all just by being as nice as he could be. Gone too soon. Rest in peace, Marcus Henry. That's your sports. I'm Bobby Seymour. Open coming back after this.
Long before I was in Hollywood, I had a grandmother by the name of Estelle Marie Taylor. Positive role models to make sure that I was on the straight path. Big Brothers Big Sisters carefully screens volunteers and places them in long-term mentoring matches with kids who face adversity. With more volunteers, especially men, and more donations, every little who needs a big can help. Start something. If it's been a while since you've been involved, start something again. Learn more at bigbrothersbigsisters.org.
If I got to go to college, oh my goodness, I like discovering new things. You get to see what works for you and what doesn't. That helps you evolve as a person. You get to make like a supernova of skill or talent or whatever it is. I've always wanted to go to college. I just feel like that's my destiny. My name is Queen, and I am your dividend.
Jimmy can't sing, and Tommy can't dance, so we're gonna put some ants in their pants. Aww.
Kids will spend 22 minutes watching us, the super duper party troopers, singing about ants in their pants.
Isn't that funny? Ants in their pants, they've got ants in their pants, they've got ants in their pants.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes twice a day. They have the time.
For those dealing with the struggles of caring for a loved one, we hear you. Visit aarp.org/caregiving for advice and support.
Hello and welcome back to Open. And we've arrived to our Open Artist Spotlight.
The Open Artist Spotlight is made possible in part with public funds from the Bronx Council on the Arts through the New York State Council on the Arts Decentralization Program.
Our next guest is, well-rounded in the arts, that is. He's a chef, martial artist, poet, and musician. Please welcome to our open stage, Angel Rodriguez!
Rest in peace, warrior. For the wrestling fans. Check it. Walking down the street and it's the same old song. You weren't looking for attention, that somehow went wrong. Was it the smile on your face made my head spin? The glow of your eyes made my heart skip a beat. Words unsaid, but they made it to your ears. You were reading all my thoughts as you stood over there. With your pretty little face, you dominated my mind. I'm asking for your time, but you ain't hearing my lines. Sitting on the bus, you see me smiling at you. There's something hopeful in my eyes, a conversation ensued. I'm working up the courage, fight the doubts in my mind. Your smile brings me back, it's just a matter of time. And as your lips parted slightly, I can see you exhale. I wanna take you in, so I deeply inhale. I watch you part your hair, you hold my gaze and I'm gone. I see you flash a smile, I see my effort ain't lost. Without your love, without your love, without your love, I'm feeling you. Simply because of all those things you do. Like the way you tell a joke, either G-rated or racy blue. I'm feeling you. You have your head on straight, living your life at a determined pace. I think you need to know you found a place in my heart. And girl, when we're apart, I'm feeling you. Yeah. Without your love, without your love, without your love. Little Latino flow. El cariño que yo traigo en realidad que es sincero. Yo te juro, corazón, que yo no vengo con juego. Los días van pasando, yo te guardo el recuerdo. Las noches siguen frías mientras tú sigues lejos. Lo veo todo claro aunque no tengo espejuelos. Seguiré pensando en ti, soñando despierto. Es que te amo, corazón. El piso está el cielo, es que te quiero tanto. El piso está el cielo. Without your love, without your love, without your love,
without your love, there's no tomorrow.
There's no tomorrow.
With your love, I can face all types of sorrow.
All those sorrows
that the world tries to bring. With your love, I can do anything. Yeah, I love you.
Thank you.
So, what was that like for you to perform for us in this realm, right? You have all these other talents that people know you for.
I love it. I'm loving this. I'm having a lot of fun. So,
I mean, that's it.
No,
I'm loving it. I'm
you know what
loving
it is that I think you've gotten a lot of accolades for your contributions to the show. Your Cook Your Off, because I can't say the name of the show. However, you've gotten a lot of accolades for being part of that show.
That was a lot of fun. It's kind of like a healthy themed.
So now I'm circling you like a shark, right? And no, they're telling me to come to this side. So I'm going to come to this side, and then I'm going to move you over a little bit, and then I'm going to ask you to stand still. Don't get nervous because I'm standing next to you. Look, he's nervous. No, don't get it, guys.
Such beauty. I can't.
Oh, he's flattering me on air. Woo woo. We love that. Thank you. Go ahead. I'll take it. Thank you.
So it was a healthy themed food competition, and I was one of the food judges. I run a website called nyctalking.com, and that is where I do my business reviews. I do restaurant reviews. I basically cover everything in New York, including this show and many others.
Nice.
And because of that, I was invited to participate on that show, and I got to eat amazing food, and it's actually kind of jumpstart my path towards getting healthy again.
Right, because the show is actually geared towards a health consciousness, right? It's a cooking with a health consciousness.
Correct.
And so, all right, so we tapped into the culinary aspect of your talents, but, the fact that you're more, like, you definitely, this has been kind of like a hip-hop theme today, and you actually have a piece on your website that kind of loans itself to the branding of hip-hop, what hip-hop is supposed to be, and the image of hip-hop. And so here you are, and you just sang a hip hop song for us, right? And I just wonder, which is why I asked you, being in this world and being the businessman, and then still maintaining your hip hop roots, and now presenting it here on air.
Yeah, the song is called Image, right? They say I need an image because I've been told, Angel, you don't have the hip hop image. So apparently I'm not the hip hop image. But my question is, what is a hip-hop image? What's a good image? What's a bad image? Is the image of a person like myself who has gone to school, takes care of his kids, does the right things. Why does that mean I have a bad image for hip-hop? Right? Hip-hop has always been about positivity, about raising us up, right? Us, the community and everything. So I had never understood that, and that's where that song was born. Because they told me, Angel, you don't have the image. So I challenged that, and I'm here. And whether or not I have the image that people say is the image, I'm here, and I ain't going nowhere, so.
Well, no, thank you for sharing that, and that's definitely spoken like a true hip-hop rooted person, I originate from hip-hop, too.
This is where I'm from. I'm from the Bronx, you know what I'm saying?
I feel you. And hip-hop actually was developed during our generation, and I say that, generation, only because I originate from hip-hop, too, and it plays a role in everything that, who we are here. I guess urban world, right? Hip-hop is part of our culture, kind of, sort of.
I mean, it shapes me. It shapes everything about me. And regardless of where I am in life, what I'm doing, I'm still, where you grow up, what you are is what you are. That doesn't change. So you may work in the corporate environment. You may run a food, you may be on food shows, whatever, but you are what you are. And musically, this is what I am.
That's what's up. All right. Thank you for sharing that. We applaud you.
Thank
Angel
you.
Rodriguez, everyone. Woo! And for more on Angel, you can actually check out his website, arod.org. It's AROD.org. Or you can tweet him at ARODOMUS, ARODOMUS. And that is our show today, people. Thanks to all our guests for coming through, and to you, our viewers, for tuning in. Be sure to check out the Recablecast tonight and throughout the weekend here on BronxNet and 24 hours a day at BronxNet.org. Once again, I'm Rina Valentin, and from all of us here at Open, may the universe provide peace, prosperity, and love. Adios, everyone. Happy Easter to you all. And we're going to leave you with Angel Rodriguez.
When I'm awake, I can control this. But when I go to sleep, it's like they take over. The demons. People always tell me that life goes on. They say, you know what? No matter what, your life goes on. So what can I do? I live on. I saw forever in my dreams. That's how the demons speak to me. Wondering where my dreams may lead. And do you ever think of me? Visions of your smiling face, the way you hit all the heartache. And as your memory fades away, I'm remembering how I loved you. You'd ever think we'd end this way? I'm wondering about which words to say, but you won't listen anyway. I had a chance and then I blew it, smiling, acting nonchalant as you suffered all right through this. Though I'm sure you can relate, we've all been through some heartache. The different ways it manifests, no one can prepare for this. Do I need to say the rest? I'll take forever and a day. Make me forget the way of your pretty little smile, and the way we used to play, all the things we used to do, and the words we used to say. Forever, I'll forever carry this. Those opportunities I missed, I carry burdens on my shoulders. Walking on, I feel disgrace. Living every single day, I force a smile upon my face. I saw forever in my dreams. That's how the distance speaks to me. Wondering where my dreams may lead. And do you ever think of me? You said the silence is your friend, and that's the way you cope with this. All the heartache in your chest, it's a form of self-defense. As you're pleading for the fifth, leave me in the dark like this. I reach out and feel my way. It's like I lost my soul that day, and I've been searching ever since. While I often reminisce as I'm dreaming of your scent, still continues my descent. This downward spiral makes me scream. I had this love you can't contain, now only memories remain, while my dreams you still invade. I'm defenseless in that state, we can tears run down my face. Wipe them off, take a deep breath. It's time to face another day, a plastic smile upon my face. In the moment I remain, while I keep from going insane, while your torment takes a break. I seek refuge in the day, the only place I'm feeling safe from the way you make me feel. While my thoughts you rob and steal, I'm keeping up with the charade. My true feelings I conceal. I saw forever in my dreams. That's how the demons speak to me. Wondering where my dreams may lead. And do you ever think of me? When I wake up, I open my eyes and I realize this was just a dream, and you're gone, and that's the truth, so I live on. Thank you.